Hi.
Hey, welcome back.
Long time no see.
Yeah, I know. Now the world can absolutely continue.
Yeah, I know your guys' lives have been on pause for the last 5 months.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I honestly don't know what people have been doing since the Cloud Adjustment
Nothing.
podcast has been gone.
No, it's been anarchy.
No. And first of all, Trey, welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
And,
I'm home. I'm home now.
Welcome back to the boys. Thank you so much for coming back after this long
Hiatus.
You know, a lot of people, I heard a couple people committed suicide thinking that the podcast is never going to come back. But look at that. Look at us now.
Look at us.
Well, the last episode, Trey was
it the Toulouse episode?
Trey was in France.
It was in southern France.
Southern France. And I wonder if some people maybe thought you died on your trip.
I did. The old me died.
Yeah, he's got a beard now. Look at this guy. He's got a beard, long hair. He's a completely different man.
I am. Lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I'm a new man. No girlfriend anymore. New man.
Only pain.
Only pain.
Shout out to Cam being the Jamie on the pod.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of the next guests, hopefully, on the pod. Oh, yeah, he's got us.
Say it louder. Say it for the people at home.
I've got you.
But yeah, it's kind of weird being back after being gone for so long. I wonder if I still got it in me.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, in the middle of it.
Ricky just made an appearance.
We do it.
See you, buddy. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. In case you are dumb, deaf, and blind, new set as well.
New set, yeah. We went from
Switched
that
to-
side of the room to this side of the room.
The wall is now over there. Unfortunately.
Yeah, the wall. I know some people are going to freak out saying, oh, they took down the posters.
Nah, they're still there.
They're still there.
You just can't see them.
Now we get to see them,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well-
But hey, we need to go over some things about your trip because the last thing that people heard was you were in France, and a lot of things happened since then.
Oh God.
Oh, God,
You're
so
gonna
many
make
things.
me relive it all.
Oh, God. Trey got stabbed. He's been in the hospital for 4 months.
This is actually all a dream right now. I'm in a coma. Friends and family are gathered around me. Mm-hmm. No, so that's your name. After France, went down to Spain.
Yep.
Had the worst bus ride of all fucking time.
Oh, dude, this bus ride. I've heard about this bus ride a couple times, and it still gives me nightmares.
Yeah. So for all those who don't know, I wasn't really like backpacking around in like the proper sense where you're like literally walking around. I was where, like you take a train or a bus to the next stop and kind of go from there. But I got on a night train from Toulouse and I was going to go to Madrid, staying there for just over a week, about 10 days. And I was real excited to, see a new country because I had been to France and the Netherlands previously on my last trip. So anyway, I go to this bus station at like 11:30 at night, get on the bus, everything's going smoothly. I'm like sitting down and my seat next to me is open and like there's fucking 100 people outside. Like I know this bus is going to get fully filled up. So I'm like waiting and I see this big motherfucker get on the bus. Like dude's bigger than me, like taller, wider, just the whole bag. He's just bigger than me. And I'm like, that's the guy that's going to be sitting next to me. I was the biggest guy on the bus beforehand. This guy usurped me and he's going to sit next to me 100%. So he looks at me, he looks around and he goes up the aisle a little bit and I'm like, oh, maybe not. And then he comes back and he goes,
hold up. But this guy fat? He was fat or just a large human being?
He was thick. He was just a big guy.
Big guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Just thick.
Yeah.
Thick shoulders.
He
thick
wasn't going to
hips.
like spill over onto you though. Like he's not like
We were basically touching shoulders the whole time. Like
Yeah.
I was already like filling out my seat.
a little romantic.
It was a little bit. I'll get there though.
Yeah.
So this fucking guy sits down. He's Spanish dude from Zaragoza or Zaragoza, as they say.
Nice.
And we're talking broken English, broken Spanish, trying to converse back and forth with each other. My high school Spanish failing me at every stop. And so yeah, we're kind of broing down, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna try and like sleep a little bit before I get home. I'm like, yep, you do your thing, man. So we're driving. We start climbing up the Pyrenees Mountains. If you don't know your geography, southern France and northern Spain are separated by this thin mountain strip called the Pyrenees that runs from the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea, or thereabouts. So we start climbing the mountains, and it's a windy road. We're getting up to the top, and this guy's sleeping the whole time, and he starts like drooping over onto my shoulder. When he like his head touches my shoulder and he shoots awake, and I'm like, don't worry about it, boss. Like you're all good. you know, where we just start coming down from the mountain. Like it was literally like you could feel us going up and we're going down now. And I'm like, okay. And the fucking bus driver, I swear to God, forgot we had brakes because this guy's going down and then he'd hit a turn and right before we hit the turn, slams on the brakes.
Dude, these bus drivers in Europe are crazy, man. They don't give a single fuck about anybody on board.
It's great.
And my favorite thing about buses too is like there's like 100 people on the bus, no seatbelts, nothing.
No.
And this guy's just fucking hammered.
Yeah.
No brakes.
So in the middle of the night, guy's probably dead tired. Hasn't seen his wife in weeks. So I noticed this guy beside me starting to look a little bit green around the gills. Don't really notice it at first, but
sick.
He's a little bit panting, you know, sweaty a little bit, beating on the forehead, and he starts digging through his bag like frantically, and I'm like, huh, what's he getting? He pulls out a little sheet. It's like a little foil sheet. And I'm like, oh, allergy medicine. I'm like, why does he need allergy medicine?
It's gravel.
And he pops a pillow out and he slams it back and he pops another pillow and he slams it back, crushes some water. I think he was drinking something else, but that's when I realized, oh, that was an allergy medication. That was Gravol.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So little late. A
little bit late.
Yeah.
He's already panting like a dog in heat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, hope for the best here, I guess. And, well, the best was not good. So Buddy continues on his panting ways for about 10 more minutes. And then I think he says something in Spanish to somebody to grab him a bag. And they give him a bag. And I put my headphones on noise cancellation and cranked the music and just tried to huddle up against the wall as best I could. And this guy, I could feel him, like feel it in the seat as like he's like violently fucking throwing up. And you could, the smell. I don't even want to get into it. It was awful.
I can imagine.
And at some point, I feel like he had like napkins he was trying to clean it up with, and I feel a fucking wet. I was trying to fall asleep at this point. I feel a wet slap on my leg, and I was like, oh God, fucking puke napkin.
Some spilled onto you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So get to Zaragoza. This guy gets off the bus. He's a big guy,
so there's a high volume of throw up as well, right?
A lot.
Yeah. Like you're like, hey man, first of all, what did you eat?
No, dude, like straight up when the lights came on when we got there and he got off, he sprinted off the bus. I mean,
when the lights came on, you know that picture of that kid who's like covered in peanut butter?
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, straight up. No, dude,
him?
It was like a fucking murder scene. Like there was puke running down the front seat in front of him. There was puke behind him. Puke all over the fucking ground, everywhere.
Yeah.
Puke spilling on my shorts.
Nice.
I'm like, on my bag. I'm like, what? How? How'd you do it?
Yeah.
Puke all over the aisle. Everyone's like, oh my God, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, I need to move seats. I don't want to sit here. So I move seats, and there's like two bus drivers. There's one that was started and then one that was finishing the ride.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, gets on the bus, he cleans it all up, and then he's like, who the fuck threw up all over the bus, blah, blah, blah. When he looks at me and he was like, it was fucking you. And I was like, I didn't fucking throw up. And then he can't fucking understand me. I was like, it wasn't me. And he's trying to kick me off the bus. I'm like, it wasn't fucking me.
The driver thought it was you?
Yeah. I was like, it wasn't me, dog. And then someone finally fucking chimes in on my behalf and was like, yeah, it wasn't him that got sick. They said it in Spanish to him. It was the guy sitting beside him. And he was like, oh, okay. And he chilled out. I was like, what the fuck, man? You're just going to kick me off the bus, asshole?
Yeah.
So anyway, that blew over. Get to Madrid. Fucking watch the what's it called? Champions League final with Real Madrid and Liverpool. Real Madrid won. Big party. Great time.
Yeah.
Had a blast. Met some people. Met a lady. Good time.
Sorry. That soccer game was what?
The Champions League final.
It was the Champions League final. And that's a big deal.
That's a huge
and
deal.
you're not a soccer guy.
You know, I dabble.
You dabble from time to time. You know the rules.
Yeah.
You know, one guy's trying to kick a ball into the other net.
Yeah, I understand
running
offsides
fast
and stuff like that.
Insane cardiovascular systems.
Yeah.
Just fucking run.
90 minutes.
Yeah.
So, see that? That was fucking sick. Yeah, met some
Dude,
people.
it blows my mind how hard Europeans go for soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've never, because I went, when I was in Europe, I saw Rome versus Juventus. I saw Ronaldo play, right?
Yeah.
And that was cool. That was like one of the first games. That was the first soccer game I've ever seen in person, which is like a sick experience to see Ronaldo play. But, dude, when I went, and it wasn't like, they're not like rivals necessarily. Like Roma was like, they're kind of a poo team. Juventus was like unreal. They got Ronaldo, right? He's got fucking all the sponsorships, $1 billion. You know what I mean, right? Everyone's there to see him. Mm-hmm. They had like sections where nobody can sit.
Yeah.
Because
They have
they're
to-
going to fight.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, man, you're going to fight over soccer? Imagine punching some guy in the face because another grown man kicked his ball into your net more times than you kicked the ball into their net.
Just how it be. Dudes are lighting off flares, screaming at each other. I've seen like Brazilian games,
Yeah.
and like the fans in there, like apparently all they're screaming at each other is just fucking just like swear words and slurs and shit.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
But it's part of the fun, too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Dude, soccer wouldn't be as fun. Like, you got to make a boring sport fun, right? Like,
I will
not-
say though,
yeah.
you don't see this happening at fucking hockey games because the guys on the ice are fighting, and it's
yeah,
like
they got-
well,
you're like, yeah, they're fighting. Yeah,
they're fighting.
yeah.
But yeah, so that was part of the experience, and then got sick, probably COVID. Don't know, never got tested, still went out.
Patient
Fucking
zero.
Patient zero, yeah. Started the next wave. And then I left Spain and Iberia, left all that, Portugal, Spain. And then that country lit on fire. And I was in Morocco. And then when I got to Morocco, they don't like drones very much. I came to find out.
Yeah.
So they took my drone from me. And in the process of them taking my drone from me, I lost $3,000. So that was fun. And then I got the drone back, and then I left Morocco and went to Turkey.
Okay, wait. So they took the drone
I went to
speed running.
I went
speed
there-
running Morocco.
I went there by bus. Or
You
no,
went-
sorry. I went there from Seville.
Yeah. Was
to-
it the Magic School Bus?
Yeah, actually, it was
You went
Miss
underwater?
Frizz
Yeah.
cruising on the bus. Let's go on a field trip. No drones though. So I took a bus down and met my future wife on the bus. Great
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
then
And
went
by
on-
future life, you just mean a lady that talked to you.
a lady that talked to me for a few hours. Great time.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're watching this, shout out to you. Leroy.
Yeah, she's not.
Fucking sick. No, she's definitely not. Definitely not. So got on a ferry, went to Morocco. Went through all the security checks.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm gonna give you a quick speed run of this thing because it takes forever to tell the story. I kept having to show people my passport. So I had like my passport and my money belt in a pocket in my bag that no one could see because it was like on my back.
Yeah.
Right. So I kept having to take that out to show people my passport, and I was like, I got off the ferry, and I was like, "Here's passport, military man," and he was like, yes, everything checks out. You go ahead." And I was like, "Okay, cool. That'll be the last time I have to show my passport. I'm in Morocco now. We're good."
Yeah.
Get up to this like sky bridge turn, and this lady's like, "I need your passport and your COVID information." I'm like, "Okay, here's all the stuff again." Now at this point, I'm like, you know what? If I've showed it to like 6 people, at this point, I'm like,
Now, was this like a building that you had to go through,
Yeah,
or was it
it was
sort
a
of just
port.
like a man?
no, it was the port.
Okay.
Like you had to
yeah.
go through like. It's
I
like an
imagine.
airport.
I imagine security in Morocco is more like just a man there, and he's like, "Yeah, you're good."
No,
then
I
you
was
just
like
walk by.
military dudes that are like, "You're gonna die if we don't like you," and I'm like, "Huh."
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So,
Full like AK-47.
well, no, but
Guys pointing an RPG at you. Are you bringing vegetables?
is that a drone? No, it's a toy.
Are you going to take photos from the air?
You're spying on the king. Bringing over hash from fucking Spain. It doesn't fly 30 kilometers. What?
Yeah. Does it got missiles? Do they think you have a military drone in your backpack?
It's just a Mavic Mini 2.
Yeah. It's got like the
Is that a
little.
machine gun on it?
It's got the missile from Iron Man. You know the
Yeah.
fucking the
little fucking
ex-wife.
pew, yeah. So I get there, show these people my passport. I get fed up with showing them my passport, so I'm just holding my passport in my hand and the money belt in the other hand, and I got my big bag on my back and my other big bag on my front, and I'm walking,
Yeah.
and I get a turn in the corner after that second lady.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking whole security checkpoint. And I'm like, for fuck's sakes, I've already done this. Why do I need to do this again? Like, it'd be like going to the airport, going through security, getting off the plane, and going through fucking security again.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do I need to do this? Dumb. So I show another guy my fucking passport, and he's like, yeah, it's all good. Go through the fucking magnet thing. Put your bags down in there. Send those through the fucking scanner. I'm like, okay. Go through the magnet thing, and a guy tells me, he's like, no, turn around, go back through, because I was wearing another bag. So I show the guy my lens, I got stuff in. He's okay, you're good, go through. So I go through, and then all of a sudden, someone's screaming out, drone. And I'm like, oh, fucking here we go. And they're like looking at me, they're like, it's you. And I'm like, it's me. What's the problem? He's like, no, drone's forbidden. And I'm like, what do you mean forbidden? What the fuck? What is that? What do you mean? If forbidden, you can't bring it in. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? And he's like, well, you're going to have to give it to us. And I'm like, and how do I get it back? And he's like, well, you have to leave through here again. And I'm like, no, I'm going to the airport in Fez. No, you can't do that. Well, okay, what do you mean? No, you have to go back to Spain before you can leave. Like, before you can get it and go to your next place. I'm like, this is fucking...
So they wanted you to go to Spain, and then...
They wanted me to go back the way I came
Yeah.
to get it so that they knew that, like, okay, it was being handed to me. I'm leaving the country.
Oh, so that you're not just grabbing it and going back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all this shit's going on. The guy's like asking me to open my camera bag. I'm like fucking heated out because I have a lot of shit in my camera bag worth a lot of money, and I really don't want it to fucking anybody to see what's in there. So I'm like, here's my shit.
Guy's pointing like a turret gun at you. Is that a 24 millimeter lens? Are you gonna take high quality photos?
Are you gonna take photos in 20 megapixels? The fucking 50 cal to my head. He's got the Barrett no scoped on my fucking temple. No, so in the process of all this, I put my passport in my pocket.
Yeah.
With my wallet and everything, and I put my money belt on the table as I'm like getting all my shit. And then this guy gets the drone, and then he goes, "Okay, come with me now. Come now. And I'm like, "Hey man, give me a minute. I gotta fucking close my." No, you gotta come now. So he starts walking away. I'm trying to fucking grab my shit, and I fucking grab it all and I go. Right, all my bags, and I fucking follow him. And so it's a whole process. Anyway, I get out of there and I go meet my Airbnb host, and he like drives me back to his house. Super cool guy, like absolute gem of a human. And I'm like, I had a bit of like, I had 50 euros in my wallet, like my little clip wallet.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, let me change that money over. That'll last me a few days because everything's cheap as fuck there. So that'll last me a few days. Fourth day, I'm like, hey, Jordan is his name. I'm like, hey, Jordan, I'm going to switch over more money. And so I start looking through my room, and I'm like, oh, fuck, where's my money belt? And I realized that I'd left it on the table because I was being like rushed and tunnel vision.
You're lucky you had your passport with you.
I was very lucky. And that should have been that should have been my first sign when I was leaving.
Yeah.
Because I got in the cab with Jordan and we're driving, and I went to reach into my pocket and I felt my passport and I went, oh, fuck. Can't forget that that's in there.
Yeah.
Not thinking, oh, where's my money belt? Because normally I put it in there. So fucking brain dead of me. But yeah, I lost like fucking $3,000. That was fun. And then
love to see it.
Yeah, great time. Wasn't depressed at all for about a day, and then got over it.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's good.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the trip was just smooth sailing, good time.
pretty much, yeah. Went to Turkey. I wouldn't call it a good time because other things transpired, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to Turkey, explored Istanbul to my heart's content, and then met my parents in Greece and had a great time, and then fucking came home. Smoked a little Jimmy on the deck when I got home with Noah and our buddy Trevor. And then that was that.
Yep. I didn't do much traveling in our hiatus. I did go to Vegas.
You did.
Now, Vegas, I've never been to Vegas before. Didn't really know what to expect. I knew what to expect. You know, I've seen The Hangover. I've seen Casino, or I've watched half of Casino.
That's all you need.
Yeah. I know, you know, you can smoke in the casinos.
Yep.
Don't go all in on blackjack all the time. I didn't have too much money to spend.
Hookers?
But I was like, I didn't see any hookers.
No?
There was definitely hookers there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really see them.
No?
See more on the streets of
Strip
Granville.
club?
Strip clubs, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, you see strip clubs.
Yep. Shoot guns?
I didn't shoot any guns, no.
Top golf?
Yeah, I know, didn't do that
No.
either. But but you know, I did have a great time. I went during the weekend of UFC. I can't remember what one it was. It was like a big one. It was one of the big ones, right?
Yeah.
And some of my friends were going
UFC
to Vegas.
689?
Yeah, UFC 2050.
Yeah.
And it was July 4th weekend. So it's just people everywhere, right?
Yeah,
people everywhere, all these MMA fans. It was a great time. There's all this shit going on.
Met Tony
I think
Ferguson?
it was 270 something. Can you look it up?
July
July 4th.
Who'd you meet in the casino?
So I met my best friend, Mr. Tony Ferguson, and
Shout out Tony.
shout out my boy Tony. Homie followed me on Instagram. Didn't even ask him. I guess he just liked me so much.
You just exumed the
Yeah. No, but
presence.
I had a great time. It was it was a pretty interesting experience. I'd like to go back. One of the craziest things though, my first game I ever played poker, because I like to play a little bit of poker here and there.
a little bit.
And if anyone knows how to play poker, you know the rarity of hands. And the odds of me getting this hand, well, what was it?
276.
276. Yeah, UFC 276. Stylebender, Michael Chandler. Who else?
Adesanya and Kanye.
Yeah, Adesanya fought, and then it was Holloway versus Volkanovski 3.
The title fight was my mom and dad.
Yeah, the title fight was my dad vigorously beating the shit out of my mom in the hotel. No.
Set up cameras. It was great.
Yeah, he goes to post fight, you know. Yeah, it was sick fights. Ended up watching it at, dude, first of all, the weird thing about, you would think that in Vegas, you go the night of the UFC, you'd think that casinos and all these places are showing the fights everywhere, right? You think that it's everywhere. No place to watch it.
Really?
No place. No. Nowhere to go. Literally, I walked around everywhere. I ended up finding like this room I ended up finding this fucking room in the Bellagio. It was like this side room, and they had like big black curtains, so you couldn't watch it from like in the casino. And like there was this girl in the front. I'm like, "Are you showing the fights in here?" And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Can I go in there?" She's like, "It's $50." I'm like, "Can I just go like stand?" I'm like, I don't need a table.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was like kind of like this small bar with all these little tables, all these people going like betting on the fights and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Sure, dude, I'll just let you in. Just stand, go like get a drink or whatever. Just like go chill. Just don't like, we're sold out in there. Like these people have these tables, right?" So I go in. I ended up being able to watch the fights. I didn't go to the fights. My plan was I was going to go if I won some money. Mm-hmm. I was going to go buy tickets. Yeah. But at the time of like 2 days or whatever the fights,
You had lost $20,000.
I lost $20,000, and
Just
the
not
tickets
even a
for
dent.
nosebleeds were like $750.
Yeah.
I was like,
Doesn't make a dent.
okay. Dana White's just fucking raking in the dough. I know why he's in Vegas now putting on these fights.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, that's the only place in Vegas that I could find watching the fights. Go watch the fights. It's all good. But anyways, I went to go play some poker. This is the first time I played poker in Vegas, and this is my buddy Michael. We went to the Aria. And people who play poker, they know the rarity of hands, right? And I get my first hand. I play a few hands, fold them. I buy into a 1-3 game. It's like minimum 200 buy-in, maximum 400. Mm-hmm. So I buy in for like 200, 250 or something like that. I'm like, I'm just going to play tight, see how it is, see how people are playing in Vegas. I know how to play poker, but these guys are fucking like, it's Vegas. I don't know.
They're
like,
nuts.
But there's it's a lot of tourists. They go play poker, right? Like they don't really know how to play. Go in, I get a 9-8 of hearts. I'm like, okay. So I go in on the blind, and on the first first three cards that come up, one was like 6 of hearts, 7 of hearts, and then like fucking like a jack, I don't know, something else, right? Yeah. So I have an open-ended straight draw, which is what you need is either you need a 5 or 10 of anything, and then I get a straight, or if there's a heart, any heart, I get a flush. I'm like, fucking rights, dude. Big bet, right? I go big bet. Next card on the turn comes over 10 of hearts.
Let's go.
I have a fucking straight flush. Yeah. And the odds, look up the odds of getting a straight flushes. The odds of getting a straight flush in poker, regardless of playing in fucking Vegas,
low.
It's got to be like 1 in a million. 0.0014%.
That's fucked.
What is like the odds in like?
What are the odds of getting struck by lightning? So, dude, I fucking play this hand. I end up going all in, win, right? Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
My buddy Michael's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" Like this guy's like telling me that he's never seen this in his first fucking hand I played. Literally the first time I ever played in Vegas.
Yeah.
I win like fucking $300 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fucking on the moon. I'm like, I play a few more hands. I'm like, I'm fucking out of here, man. Like, let's go get some food or something, right? Because my goal was kind of just to make enough. I wasn't trying to like. I'm not stupid. What are the odds of getting struck by lightning?
5 times higher than your royal flush.
5 times higher than my royal flush. So
Noah's just buzzing out here.
So I dodged lightning and got that straight flush, eh? And then the odds of getting that on the first hand that I play as well is probably even crazier, right?
Even more raw.
Yeah, even more raw. That's crazy. I didn't even know that the odds are.
That's crazy.
Were that
0.067.
That's for lightning.
1 in
0.0014 for a straight flush. We're wrong? Oh, I'm good? That's crazy.
Well, we know you're good.
Oh, we know I'm good.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
Kid slick with it.
So I had a good time. That was my first poker experience was great. I never ended up losing money playing poker in Vegas. Every single time I ended up winning money.
No, you ended up losing it elsewhere though.
I ended up, yeah. What?
Continue telling your Vegas story.
Oh, yeah. I ended up losing it after, yeah. Yeah, go gamble a little bit. Some other friends show up. We're having a good time. Anyways, it comes to my last day in Vegas, and this is the night of the fights, right? Mm-hmm. So the night of the fights, the fights were Saturday, and I was going to leave Sunday morning. I had tickets to an after party with Sean O'Malley and like the Nelk Boys or whatever at this nightclub in Vegas, and it was a great time. I go there, I get absolutely hammered. First of all, never spent this much money on one drink in my life. It was like $67 for one drink.
Fuck yeah.
Crazy.
Better have been literally
US.
pure crystal meth.
It was 4 shots. But the thing is, I got vodka sodas because that's my drink of choice. And it was like in a big cup, and the fizz goes away. And then I'm like, I'm just drinking water with some vodka in it.
I gotta say, dog.
Yeah.
Those taste like booty cheeks.
Yeah, it tastes like booty cheeks for sure. Yeah. But ended up getting so hammered, I get home at like 5 a.m. and I have to leave at 6. Right. So I get home to my hotel at 5 a.m. and I'm like packing my bags. I'm blackout, right? I'm like trying to throw everything in my bag. I'm like, all right, my buddy Hendy, who's been on the pod before, he was in the room. He's like, all right, I'm going to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm packing my bag. And then all I remember is like packing my bag. And then all of a sudden I wake up and Hendy's like, it's 9:30. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. My flight left at 9:30. I'm like, you have to be fucking kidding me. I get all my shit. I go to the airport and I look at my flight, and my flight was delayed until 11:30. So I'm like, fuck, I might be able to make this. Like the fucking gods are just on my side today. I go in and I'm on a poo airline. All right. I'm on fucking Flair or something. It's literally just a dude. It's like fucking Flintstones. This guy's probably like propelling the plane with his feet. Like he's got it's a bicycle. I don't know what's going on. I'm going up with the guy from Up. He's just filling up helium balloons, and he's just going to send me.
Bro's got fucking Orville and Wilbur Wright flying a fucking rinky-dink plane.
Yeah, dude. So I'm like, okay. I pull up to the check-in thing. Nobody there. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? Turns out, it's the only flight from this fucking company for like 2 days. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's
the only flight. So I go and call this phone on the wall, like I'm calling the fucking CIA or whatever. You just pick up the phone and some guy's like, hello. I'm like, I didn't dial a number. Where's
my plane?
Where's my plane? And he's like, I'm like, yeah, I need to talk to the people at Flair. Like, get someone to the fucking thing right now. I need to check my bag. And they're like, nope, everyone's gone. I'm like, it doesn't leave for 2 hours. Like, fucking get me on this plane, right? And they're like, nope, no, I can't help you. You're going to have to rebook your flight. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I end up having to just eat that shit. And also, I had about 2 hours of sleep, and I was blackout hammered. So I'm violently hungover. I haven't had any water, nothing, okay? I'm violently hungover. I end up sitting down, trying to book my new plane. I could book a new flight for tomorrow, all right? Because if I wanted to leave that same day, it was like all my winnings gone, $700 gone. If I wanted to get home that day, next day it was like $250 or something. I'm like, okay, I'll book that. Get $250. I'll leave in the morning. It was like the same time, like 9 a.m. flight home. But now I'm violently hungover and I'm sitting in this chair in the airport. I have no hotel. I'm not checked in. I'm not going to get into everything else that transpired, but yeah, I'm at the point where if I move, I'm throwing up. And I'm sitting in this chair, like headphones on. I can't remember what I was listening to. I was just listening to,
Holding on for dear life.
Oh, dude, your mic's cut out.
Tits.
There we go.
Yeah, holding on for dear life.
Dude, holding on for dear life. Like it's literally I've never been this fucking hungover, and it was just like the stress on top of it and everything. I haven't eaten because I was out partying since like midnight. I got like drinking for fucking 5 hours straight, 2 hours sleep. And
I gotta say, there you go. My fucking, my POV of all this happening.
Yeah.
I'm 11 hours ahead of you guys. I think 10. Hello. Check. Is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about 10 hours ahead of you guys. I'm in Turkey at the time.
Just like spin your mic, like in the mount.
Chilling.
There you go.
chilling in my room. Had like a little apartment, chilling. It's like middle of the day.
'Cause you're still in Europe at this point, right?
I'm in
Yeah.
Turkey. I'm
Yeah.
I'm just chilling, having a great time in my room. I think I was editing pictures or something like
Yeah.
that. I get like these. It was like early-ish in the day. Get some messages and it's like you and Hendy absolutely pissed drunk, having a time. I'm like, boys are having fun, good
Yeah.
shit. I go about my day for a few hours. Go to like a cafe, chilling, take some pictures, come back, make some food, and I'm like, didn't know I have to leave in like half an hour. Like,
Not a word from me.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. A couple hours have gone by. Get a message from Hendy, and it's like, it's of you like fucking whipping around the room, and it's just like this fucking guy slept through his flight, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
what happened? And then I get a message from you, and you're like, man, I can't believe this is fucking happening. It's all falling apart. I'm fucking hungover as shit. Oh god.
Oh God. So what ended up happening was I ended up going back to my hotel and I was like, hey, I got a flight later today. Can I check my bag in? So I change. I have like my backpack. So I put everything that I need for the day in my backpack. I just go to the mall. I ended up just shopping, buying some stuff. It was okay. And then I ended up just going out. I played some more poker that night just by myself. And I went back and then I taxied back to the airport at like 3 a.m. or something. I get there at 3 or I get there at like 2 or something like that. And I was hoping to check my bag in and then I'd go in and just sleep like where the food is, get something to eat, fall asleep. Right. And first of all, I went through the greatest like rehydration process I have ever done in my life. Once I came back to the hotel and I checked my bag.
Broke up the IV drip.
Dude, I instantly went to a CVS, coconut water, Gatorade. I got like some almonds. I go and I'm like looking up. I'm like, what's the best way to get over a hangover? I can't remember what I went to go eat. I got a hot dog, something else.
Oh yeah, hot dogs.
I'm in the casino. People are looking at me like I'm fucking crazy crushing a coconut water. They're like, what is this guy doing? It's 3 p.m. like this. Because I had to stay in that chair so I didn't throw up for like 5 hours. I had to stay in that chair just fighting for my life until I made the decision to have to go back, right? Pulled the rehydration process, was feeling okay, went out shopping, I go back to the airport, and the lady's like, oh yeah, you can't check in until like 6:30 because your flight's at like 9:30. You can't go in that early. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And she's like, yeah, just go sleep over there. And I turn around because I'm on a Poo airline, right? So it's like not like the main area. It's the airport in Vegas is massive, right? So I'm like on the side, like one of the weird check-ins of Legionnaire, it's called. And there's nothing. There's not even like a chair for me to sit on. So I hunker up my bag and I'm like half asleep, but I'm on edge because I just have this feeling that someone's gonna like walk in the doors and take my bag and run away. So I'm like holding on for dear life onto my bag, sleeping literally on the floor, on hardwood floor, like I'm dead, like a homeless person for like 3 hours. End up catching a few of these, like barely going in and out, get through, and then we ended up making it home. But one of my buddies had one of the craziest experiences on this Vegas trip. They were staying at a Poo hotel, this thing called Circus.
Oh yeah.
And I've never seen this happen before, but so one of the things in hotels for like a security thing is they have key accessible floors. So every hotel has this now, or most of them do, where you can't go up the elevator unless you scan your key, and it's like an active key. It's just a security thing. It makes total sense. And just random people can't go up to your room. I guess that was broken. And they went back.
Cam, can you hit the button?
They went back to they go back to their hotel one night and they're like hammered or whatever. They fall asleep. And I guess what my guess is they didn't close the door entirely and it didn't lock. Like it didn't click, but it was closed. Either that or some sort of hotel worker who has an inside job went up to their floor because it's key accessible rooms, but that key accessible thing was apparently broken. So anyone could just go click the floor and go up to their room.
Yeah.
So they wake up at 6 a.m. to some guy in their room. And then they wake up, some guys in the room, and he just takes off. Wallet's gone, phone's gone, passport's gone.
Yeah, it's fucked.
And this guy is just in Vegas, and he's like 20, 21 years old, and he's like, oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, they run after this guy. He ends up throwing one of his phones he only took one of their phone because the other guy, his phone was under his pillow. So he ends up throwing the phone because he knows that he can track it, right?
Yeah.
So he ends up throwing the phone, and they get the phone. Guy gets off with their passport. So now he has to file all these police reports and everything, and it's a fucking day-long process to try to get home, dude. And it's just, I feel so bad, but it's just Vegas, baby. You don't want to stay in those shitholes. Like,
No. I'm surprised they didn't sue, man. That shit's fucked.
I think there's an ongoing lawsuit because what I said, because he told me, because I didn't hear from him all day, and I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, I haven't heard from you all day. And he texted me at like 6 p.m. and he's like, the most fucked thing happened. I'll call you. And he tells me the whole thing, and I'm like, what you need to do right now is, do you have a police profile? You need to go with your phone into the elevator and take a video of you going up to the floor without tapping the key card.
Yep.
I was like, that's what you need to do right now because that's your lawsuit right there. So I'm guessing that they went. I don't know what happened with that. I need to talk to them about what transpired. But I'm guessing that they're just going to get their room refunded or something stupid. But yeah, he ended up making it home and stuff. But he's never going back to Vegas again. I can tell you that much. He's spooked because I was like, do you want to like come out or do something? Like you can buy beers on the streets.
Yeah. It's
right?
like there's like shadows around the corners. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like
fucking,
but we can still have a good time and do some things. And he's like, I'm not leaving my room.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm scared shitless. I'm not leaving my room.
Yeah, no, that's
like,
fair.
it makes sense, but
That's fair.
yeah, I don't know. I'd like to go back. I'd like to go back with a different group of people and have a
I'll
good
go
time.
with you next time.
Yeah.
I won't abandon you.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam, you want to
Cam will come.
come to Vegas, baby? But yeah,
Well,
that and then came back and it was July, and then we just had a great time during summer.
Yeah.
And I guess we can continue our adventures of what we missed on the next episode because we got to cut this a little bit short. But we will be back. The boys are in fact back.
Yep.
And
We're back in black.
We're
Hit
back
the
in-
sack.
yeah, we're back and we're black. And we're ready to hit the sack. But anyways, thank you guys so much for sticking around on this short episode. We hope that you guys don't hate us too much for leaving you guys in the dry.
They
but-
don't hate us. We know for a fact that we just made your entire fucking year. The rest of the year is now fucking A-okay.
Yeah, dude,
because
I don't
we're
know
back.
what. Yeah, I really don't know what people were doing without the Cloud of Judgment pod. They're just going back, re-listening to the old episodes, I guess.
Reminiscing on good
Reminiscing
times.
on the good times. But,
Praying that we are still alive.
yeah, praying. But yeah, the boys are in good health and we're alive. And we missed you guys. So thank you guys for sticking around. We love you guys. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. Peace out.
Bye-bye.